Welcome to Twisted Metal. Yeah, I just got done watching the new season, and I just really wanted to say that, and it sounded a lot cooler in my head. So, before I make this even more weird, let's just go ahead and get into Grimsby America. Welcome back to Grimsby America on the False 9 TV channel. And, I had said at the beginning of the year, if you remember, that I wanted to wait 5 games before I did the first episode. Well, here we are, 5 games in, so it's time for the first episode this season. And let's just go ahead and talk about it. How about that fucking Manchester United game? I mean, what a match. And if you follow me on X, which you should, by the way, you know my story about how my wife had texted me about the game, and I was just getting off work here in my time zone. I pulled over on the side of the road and literally watched 25 minutes of pure magic. And I don't care to say it as a man, I experienced every emotion humanly possible. I was pissed off at times. I was sitting here begging like a little baby at times. And then when it inevitably happened, I had a tear in my eye, and I don't care at all to admit that. And it was just amazing. I mean, wasn't it? Where were you all when it happened? Let me know in the comments what you were doing. And so that was my bad. The mic kind of cut off there. It died on me. But all you really missed was me ranting about that Manchester United game for about 5 more minutes. So it's probably better that my mic did die. But if you are new to Grimsby America, we talk about the women, we talk about the lads on loan, or at least that's what I call it. We talk about the previous game, and we talk about the upcoming game. And we do it in 4 different sections. And before I get into the first section, I want to say this. Please consider subscribing to this channel. It would mean a lot to me, as I've been looking at my analytics. My views are there to start getting this channel monetized, but my subscriber count is not. If you are interested in it, please hit the subscribe button. Genuinely, it means a lot to me in this small channel. And what would that mean if I do get monetized? Well, that just means I get to actually buy some more Grimsby stuff and get some better equipment for this channel. And actually, one more quick thing before I get into it. Look at this crest, man. This means so much to me and you if you're watching this. Hopefully we get some new fans and supporters and views because of what happened on that Wednesday night in Grimsby. And I do just want to say shout out to all these other channels. I appreciate you all supporting me. I try to watch you all as much as I can too. And yeah, I'm just glad to be in this community, and I'm just glad to be accepted. And you know what? Let's keep making content and keep growing this club. So that said, let's go ahead and get into Grimsby America, the first section. So the ladies are currently in the preseason, and up until last weekend, they were absolutely on fire. And I believe they lost 5-2. I believe this past weekend they got kind of a consolation goal to make it 5-2. They were down 5-1, I believe, up until that point. But yeah, up until that point, they've absolutely dominated. And our girl Beth is just, I mean, to be honest with you, I think we're lucky to have her. And she's an absolute beast on the field. And I'm surprised she's not attracted more attention than she has. But that said, the women are seriously on fire. They play again on Sunday, I believe, against a team from Leeds. So if you're in the market and you got nothing to do on Sunday, you don't necessarily have to head up to Leeds, but I'm just saying maybe tune into their X account. They give some live updates on there. Still no video that I know of, Although, if you know me on X, I've been begging them to stream some games on YouTube, or at least the home games on YouTube, to give them some exposure. I would definitely want to watch them because here on Sundays, there's just, I mean, it's NFL day here in the States, and I'm not a big NFL guy. So trust me, if they end up showing the games, even if it's just the home games, I'm going to be watching. So last preseason tune-up for the women on Sunday. Best of luck to them, and I hope they get their season started. The preseason ended on a positive, and let's get their season started on a big positive. Now let's get into the next section, the lads on loan. Lads on loan. So this is going to be the shortest section in the video because, to my knowledge, unless I've completely missed something, we do not currently have any of our lads on loan. So I do want to say this moving forward on Grimsby America. Unless we actually have some lads on loan, I'm going to be just skipping this section of Grimsby America. And yeah, although it would be nice to see some of our young guys get on loan, and I'm sure at some point that might happen this season. But until that does happen, we're just going to be moving right along. So we're going to talk about what happened in this section of Grimsby America, which is the previous game. And we all know what happened in the previous game. It was the Manchester United game. And at this point, the Accrington Stanley game, I mean, what can I possibly say at this point? I mean, we're all on that high for Manchester United. And in terms of the Accrington, in terms of the Stanley game, you know, this is just one of those things where I just don't feel like this is the time to talk about Stanley because it feels like it was an eternity ago. But I do want to say that we left some points on the table. We really did. And I hate to be that guy to start saying things like that, but that was a winnable game and a game that we should have won. And when it comes down to missing these opportunities, missing another penalty kick, I mean, at the end of the day, it was just a game that we should have won. But again, that's in the past. The past games are going to be a little more important as this show, you know, gets more in depth as we get into the season. But at this point, I mean, guys, let's enjoy that Man United game. Who cares about the draw against Accrington Stanley at this point? We just beat Man United, and we drew Sheffield United, which, funny story about that, there's a guy in my office, his name is Jack. He was born and raised in Sheffield, and he is a big Sheffield Wednesday fan. So we are, I'm not even joking, we are attempting, because we have the same director, we have different direct bosses, but we have the same director. We are going to basically do our best to beg to come in early that morning and make up the hours for me and him to get off work. And because we're assuming it's probably going to be a weekday, and we're going to try to go out together and watch the game in my Grimsby kit and his Sheffield kit, or Sheffield Wednesday kit, I should say. Don't kill me, Jack, if you're watching that. So it's going to be fun. Wednesday actually just got an American goalkeeper, Ethan Horvath. So for once in my life, I hope we absolutely destroy Horvath. But that said, let's get into this weekend's game and what we get to look forward to. So let's look to the future. What do we have this weekend? Well, we've got Bristol Rovers, and this is another very winnable game. And look, Bristol's been in terrible form. There's no other way to put it. They've won one game this year, and that one win came against a red-carded Cambridge. And more importantly, I think here in this game is Bristol has scored 3 goals this entire season, and only 2 of them came from open play. One of them was a penalty kick. So they've got 2 goals from open play this entire season so far. Grimsby had that in one game, in the first game of the year. And it's going to be, to me, it's hard to, again, I know it's early, right? And even the best fighter on his best day can take a lucky punch from someone and get knocked out. And I'm not saying that's completely out of the realm. Bristol may show up this next game and absolutely just destroy Grimsby because either maybe we're on the Man United high still. Maybe we don't take them seriously. I mean, it's just possible, but it's hard to sit here and say that I think Bristol has a chance because I don't think the Rovers have a chance at all in this game until Grimsby just slows down on their form. Um, Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I don't see it happening this weekend. I'm predicting Grimsby to win 3-1. I think there's going to be. I have noticed so far we're prone to make a mistake here and there, and I've got to give them maybe a goal off of some mistake that we make, but at the same time, it's like I mean Grimsby, man, this team is special, guys. I mean, there's no point. We could be down 2-0 in the 80th minute, and I still don't think we're out of the game. That's how much faith I have in this particular Grimsby Town squad. And that it's just magical what we are watching on the field. And I truly hope this continues to happen. I really do. And anyway, 3-1 this weekend. I think we get a lot of I think our joy continues. The only real thing of note that I could say about Bristol is they did win their EFL trophy game against Tottenham's under 23 team. I believe that's the squad they brought on PKs. Maybe they've got some confidence growing from that game from Tuesday, but again, I don't see it happening. Grimsby takes this game 3-1. We continue our magical run for automatic promotion. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. I promise next week this is going to be a better edited video. I had to do this at nighttime. If you can't tell from the scenery here, it is pretty late. I had to film this at night just to get it out at an acceptable time with at least a day and a half before the actual game. Next week's going to be better, I promise. Stick around, hit subscribe, like, comment, whatever you guys hope to happen this weekend or have going on in your life. I hope something good happens. Be safe.